the latest addition to the last 10 years of insightful discussion that DC fans have had about Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition regards the Capitol bombing scene where Superman is led into a trap and then left helplessly to watch as others around him are incinerated by a bomb. Leading up to this scene, Senator Finch, who is the head of the Committee on Superman, calls for a hearing, calls for Superman to appear at the Hill of the People so that they can discuss what happened in Africa, where Superman has been framed by Lex Luthor and his goons to have burned a terrorist group alive, when in reality he saved the village from being drone striked and he incapacitated the terrorist warlord who was about to shoot Lois. Superman is framed for the killing of these men when in reality he did not hurt a single one of them because it was Lex's goons who used a flamethrower to burn their bodies alive, framing Superman. Senator Finch wants him to come to the Hill of the People so that we can hear Superman's side of the story. We can let him speak, because no matter what sort of opinions or feelings anybody has about that situation or about the current news cycle of Superman, it's all worthless without hearing his side of the story. Let the man speak for himself. And so he is owed that if everybody is going to pass judgment on him. However, there are those like Lex Luthor who refuse to allow him to speak because of the potential incrimination of himself among his just pure, genuine hatred for the man, amongst other factors as well. However, Lex Luthor conceals a bomb within lead that Superman is helpless against. The explosion is so fast and it catches him so off guard that there is nothing he can do. There is no way he can move at least 100 people out of this room at near light speed in the milliseconds he has before the bomb goes off. It's just impossible. He's left there standing helpless. Yet again, framing him for this attack on top of what happened in Africa. It's made to look like Superman is this monster who destroys anyone who questions him, when in reality, that's Lex Luthor. All of this, however, reminds me of a verse in Deuteronomy 27:19 to be exact, which reads, "And cursed are those who withhold justice from the foreigner." Granted, there is much biblical context to be considered here, such as the rest of the book of Deuteronomy and the surrounding verses. However, specifically, Deuteronomy 27:19, "And cursed are those who withhold justice from the foreigner," applies to this situation so directly that it is yet another imitation of the biblical corpus found in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition. Think about these words. "And cursed are those who withhold justice from the foreigner." Okay? Who's the foreigner? That's going to be Superman. He's foreign to Earth. He is quite literally an alien. He is the one who requires a little bit of justice. He is the one who needs to speak for himself so that proper justice may be served. However, who is cursed in this case? Obviously Lex Luthor. Because throughout the whole plot to set up this bomb and to catch Superman off guard and to kill hundreds of people and to kill government members and to cause such a disaster surrounding Superman, Lex Luthor is withholding justice. He will not allow him to speak. He is withholding justice from the foreigner. But cursed are those who withhold justice from the foreigner. So as the movie continues, it's fairly obvious how Lex is the cursed one. Not only does he damn all of humanity by creating Doomsday, but we see at the end of the film he is literally having communion with the devil. So Steppenwolf is the devil figure that Lex is essentially pledging his allegiance to. He becomes completely cursed when he aligns with the Apocalyptian. And then later in the film, thanks to Lois Lane busting his whole plot, we see who I'm guessing are just, SEAL team members, just highly trained military personnel, break into the Kryptonian ship to arrest Lex, which he is then sent to a Metropolis prison and then later transferred to Arkham. So not only did he kill Superman, but he withheld justice from the foreigner. And from this day, cursed shall he be. That will conclude our short study of how Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition relates to this verse and how it imitates the message of this biblical text. There are numerous connections throughout the biblical corpus to this film and its predecessor and its successor. The entire saga is so rich with biblical parallels and biblical connections, which is why it is infinite in its wisdom. Which is why DC fans have been able to so passionately discuss this monumental film for nearly a decade. Its wisdom is eternal, its brilliance is eternal, and its quality is unmatched by any other comic book movie. So with that, I hope you learned something, and I would like to say thank you and good night.